Welcome to the Golf Spotlight. I'm Ralph Irvin, coming to you today from our golf shop studio, and we are talking about the latest from Srixon. But before we go there, we ask you to please click on that red subscribe button. It's right down there. And yeah, turn on your notifications because we never want you to miss an episode of the Golf Spotlight. Now let's get back to the clubs as Srixon has introduced their new ZX Woods. And dialing in to tell us all about them is Srixon product manager Casey Schultz. Casey, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Ralph.
The excitement this year surrounding the ZX drivers really comes from a new structural design that's built to generate speed.
Yeah, the new Rebound Frame is pretty revolutionary in our sort of engineering of the heads. This is basically a varying construction of rigid versus flexible zones. The flexible zone in the center of the face and the flexible zone on the crown allow us to center the energy and create a larger sweet spot than normal, maximizing distance off of this center section of the driver and going way farther than we have in past generations. This has allowed us to also incorporate this technology into fairway woods and hybrids, which some other companies don't do in a headlining technology until future generations. So it's really an added bonus of a technology that we've been able to apply to the entire line and not something that you've seen in previous Srixon woods in the past.
And you guys have moved the weight low into the perimeters thanks to a new carbon fiber crown.
Yeah, we've increased our carbon fiber crown size by 15%, which has really allowed us to boost MOI by putting more weight around the skirt of the club and really allowed our engineers to design the club without really very many parameters that they had in the past. An increase in the size of the crown really has allowed us to put the weight exactly where we want to put it in order to maximize forgiveness and give players the performance that they can really look to find in a wood, either a ZX5 for a little bit more forgiveness or a ZX7 for a little bit more lower spin and workability across the line.
And really, this has led to an all-new club head shape, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. These are a bit of a step up from the last generation, but we've really wanted to design these with torque feedback in mind. The ZX7 is a little bit more compact at address and will be the profile a better player will expect. While the ZX5 has a bit of a flatter profile with a more forgiving look and as well as performance.
You mentioned the cosmetic differences between the two models. What else is different between the ZX7 and the ZX5?
The ZX7 has two flippable weights in the heel and toe, so you can either use a more neutral setup or with our new, and our fitters and some of our consumers will be excited about this, a new standardized Torx Wrench. In the past, we've had a proprietary screw that I know annoyed a lot of people, so we've done away with that. But using this new wrench, you can flip the weights to affect your performance and tweak your ball flight on the ZX7 in a head that's more designed for your guy who might want to tweak his performance, work the ball left and right a little bit, and wants a little bit of a lower spin performing club. The ZX5 simply has one weight, low and deep, which can also be adjusted for swing weight, but this is generally designed for the player who wants added forgiveness, and this head has the highest MOI we've ever designed in a driver, actually. So for your player looking for forgiveness in a still tour-like profile, the ZX5 is a beautiful option for them.
Of course, we're always talking about custom fitting, and both models feature an adjustable hosel sleeve.
Yeah, that was a big addition this time, as last generation we didn't have it in the 5 Series. Our fitters and consumers really have been calling for us to put that in both clubs, and we listened to the feedback and decided to go forward with adjustability in all of our woods. So if you want a little bit of extra loft or to change your lie, you have that option in either of the heads now, which I think is great and people will really love to see it.
You mentioned earlier the Rebound Frame technology in the drivers, that it can be found across the entire fairway woods line. So that's going to give them all that explosive distance.
Correct. Yeah, it's a technology that we've been able to apply and boost performance across the entire wood line, which I think is pretty impressive. The fairway woods also feature a cannon sole, which is a new weighting technology that works around the rebound frame in order to optimize the center of gravity and provide players the tour-like launch that you want to see out of a fairway wood. This cannon sole is kind of a new innovation, and the way it's designed is really pretty cool, as it's almost a floating weight above the necessary thin section for the rebound frame. Pretty unique design feature.
For the fairway metals and the hybrids, they both have the step crown design. That's really beneficial in keeping the weight low and helping to launch the ball high, doesn't it?
Yeah, we really find that to be important on the fairways and hybrids. I think a lot of players have trouble getting those clubs off the ground, right? It's a very common topped fairway wood or hybrid that just doesn't approach the green the way you want it to. So by reducing the center of gravity, it really allows you to get that higher launch that you want when you're approaching green with a hybrid or a fairway. And it really allows you to maximize the performance in those clubs and do what those clubs are really designed to do and fitting your game.
And Casey, if people want more information on the ZX Woods or anything from Srixon, where should they go?
They should go to the Srixon website, Srixon.com. We've got a great content page that you can run through to get all of the information about the clubs, and you can also order online or go to a number of retailers.
Casey, thank you for taking the time to join us.
Thank you very much.
We want to thank Casey Schultz for joining us here on the Golf Spotlight. Once again, we ask you to click on the red subscribe button. That's it right there. And turn on your notifications because we never want you to miss one of our exclusive features. Follow us on Twitter at Golf Spotlight. On Instagram, it's The Golf Spotlight. And of course, listen to the Range podcast where we take deep dives into the stories behind some of your favorite club designs over the years, thanks to some entertaining talks with golf's great creators. Finally, we want to thank you for joining us here on the Golf Spotlight as we continue to give you the information that you need for your next golf purchase.